Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world and you're watching this on the replay or live. Welcome back to another episode of the hashtag TFR Motivation Monday Zoom. We are Dr. Dondi and Marcy Nettles. We are going to be your facilitators tonight because we've got an amazing guest presenter that is going to be sharing just her journey and her, let's just say, her triumphant reaching of the Diamond Seller rank in the shortest month of the year, February, how she did it and how you can do it too, and why you should be thinking about it if you haven't thought about it or if you thought it was out of reach. And we've got her waiting right now. We've got some stuff we want to share. Let's start by talking to them about our YouTube channel.
Yeah, guys, go and find Team Freedom Reigns on YouTube. You got to make sure that you set to where you're subscribing and asking for notifications. So you know every single time that anytime we do one of these calls, it gets uploaded there and you'll get notified, so you know where to go to find it as a resource, because that's what we're doing, is we're creating resources for you to be able to go back to or to be able to point your team to when they ask certain questions and you know that a call has already been done for that. So make sure that you go and do that. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be going through a couple announcements quick, but I am going to go right back to pointing to our amazing replicated websites, because this is where everything is at. We want to keep it simple. Plus, you know what, us making slides every single week is it takes a lot of time. So we want to make sure that we talk about all of the important things and let LifeVantage do the work of creating the beautiful assets as you see this website as I'm scrolling through it. But down at the very bottom is where the information that we're going to be talking about right now is located. We want to make sure that we're promoting from event to event, right? So we just had an amazing event in New Orleans, and now we have the virtual Activate 2023 coming up in July. It is a virtual event. You want to share what's going to be happening there?
Yeah, it's going to be on the 22nd of July. All kinds of good, awesome, and amazing warm stuff is going to be happening. We're going to be talking about a new study that we just heard about that's come out about 2 weeks ago now. It's the NRF2 and True Science Liquid Collagen, the double compound effect that has. We're going to be talking about Promomos. That's an extra special promotion. It's called a Promomo. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the new Evolve consultation plan. We're going to be talking about everything that we're doing. Consultation plan, compensation. How about you just talk? I'm having a difficult time right now because I'm overloaded. I'm getting a niacin flush on my Axio, which you should all be drinking. You may not have the results that I'm having, but we've got some great things happening at the Activate 2023, the virtual event on the 22nd of July. We're going to be taking a deeper dive into the Evolve new compensation plan, the consultant side of it, the seller side of it, the bonus side of it, and everything else. And we're going to be talking about some stuff we haven't even mentioned yet, some great bonus surprises that are coming.
That's so fun. And by the way, if you were in New Orleans, you had the opportunity to taste a couple new flavors that are going to be limited time only flavors of Axio. There was a watermelon mint, and then pina colada. It tastes like pina colada.
Well, it's pineapple coconut,
but it's pina colada.
But when you drink it, you're going to go, that's a pina colada.
It's so good. So good. So make sure that you get registered for Activate 2023. You just go to the bottom of your applicated website, click on Activate 2023, register. It is a virtual event on a Saturday for only $25. And then we have Global Convention coming up in October. And guys, why we are promoting this so hard right now is because this is the first time ever we've been able to purchase tickets in 10 packs. And we are facilitating that for us as a team, for Team Freedom Reigns, to be able to purchase these tickets at only $125. Global Convention is in San Antonio. It is October 5th through 7th, and you've got to be there. There is going to be new product release.
Yes.
There's going to be all kinds of different stuff happening at Global Convention, just like there always is. We always have a great time. Most importantly, we get to be together, right? But the early bird that ends April 15th, or actually goes through April 15th, is we can purchase 10 pack for only $1,250, which means it's $125 a ticket. We've already done one 10 pack. We are closing out another 10 pack here shortly. So if you're interested in being part of a 10 pack and you're part of Team Freedom Reigns, and if you don't have an upline, I don't even care if you reach out and you need to be part of a 10 pack. We will help you be part of a 10 pack because you need to be going to Global Convention. But again, this is good through April 15th of 2023, and we are going to be facilitating those 10 packs. So reach out and let's get you registered for Global Convention. So that's the second event that we're going to talk about. Now before
you move on to the beyond the 10 pack. So think about this. If you are truly decided, if you've drawn the line in the sand and you've decided that you are going to make your LifeVantage business work and you are going to be a committed consultant, then I would highly recommend at least thinking about this. And the people that are very serious will pull the trigger. And that is buying an extra ticket for someone who you want to bring with you that you haven't yet enrolled in your business. Now, depending upon what pack they enroll on, it may include a free ticket that if it are on an elite pack as an example. But when you get committed to having somebody there with you, because here's the biggest complaint that people have at live events, and the biggest complaint is at the biggest event, which is global convention. And the complaint is, I wish I had more people on my team here with me to see what I'm seeing, feel what I'm feeling, hear what I'm hearing, and have the experience that I'm having. It's the biggest complaint. Don't let that be your experience. So for the people that are committed, consider buying an extra ticket for you to get it, lock it in at that $125 cost, because after the 15th of April, there still will be 10 packs available. They're just going to jump up another $25. So waiting just costs you more money. So be committed, get it out of the way, and consider buying an extra ticket to have somebody with you so you know you're going to show up with somebody and not be alone in that great experience.
So being part of the 10 pack, it saves you $24 per ticket. And you can use this as a great prospecting tool, which would then also be a tax deduction. So you can be looking at people that you may know in the area and inviting them to come with you, right? So you want to make sure that you get the ticket at the best price possible for your guest. So go and get registered for Global Convention. They do have hotels here listing, and also a Delta Airlines is going to be offering discounts for flights for those of us that are going to Global Convention. So those are the events. We want to make sure also that you guys are aware of RSL. You love RSL and you wanted to promote RSL really quick.
Yeah, one of the things about Real Salt Lake and having, well, one of the things about having a jersey sponsorship of a Major League Soccer team is the name of your company is across the front, like you see here on my jersey. Now, in America, it's not as big a deal because soccer, as we call it here in America, is the 4th or 5th most popular sport. But globally, where it's called football, it is the most popular sport in most countries around the world. So having the ability to say and show that we sponsor a Major League Soccer team is very, very important when you're looking at international prospecting. So if you know someone in another country, chances are soccer is going to be their favorite sport if they do like sports. And the fact that you could say, we sponsor a Major League Soccer team, it comes with jerseys, and buy jerseys. That's a great conversation piece. I was in the bank the other day wearing a jersey like this, and the guy behind the counter asked me about it. He goes, oh, you like Real Salt Lake? And I said, yeah, I have an extra fond relationship with Real Salt Lake. My company actually sponsors the team, which opened up the conversation. So very few people have the ability to say that. So capitalize on that, and capitalize on the fact that we have this relationship when you're looking at international prospecting, because soccer is the big deal around the world.
And the interesting thing is that also then became a tax deductible event, him being at the bank, to and from mileage. The shirt was a promotion piece. He was advertising for our business. So again, we are not tax people, but get with your consultants or your CPA and talk about what tax deductions come with your business as well. So we want to make sure you guys are closing out the month strong. Make sure that you're checking in with your customers, giving that great customer support. If they're on collagen, make sure that you're asking them how they're loving the results, what they've noticed so far. Ask them to send you their before pictures and their pictures of their current self, and then do them the favor of putting them side by side in an app, whichever app you want to use that does the side by sides. And then you can see the differences and point it out to them, because it is a natural thing for us humans to only see our faults and not see the changes that have occurred that are amazing and sometimes really drastic, but the individual themselves don't see it because we always pick out the flaws. And you could probably, you're probably like, yep, I do that too, right? I do that too. And so do that and make sure that you're letting them know that, hey, we still have the promotion of our limited time Axio flavors, those 15 packs of Spice Plum and the peppermint stick, 30% off through the end of the month. And if you are prospecting still, which you should be clear up until the end of the month and then moving into the next month, remember that anybody that purchases Daily Wellness will get a free lemon daily wellness, lemon ginger daily wellness with their purchase, whether it is a new customer or a new consultant. Any purchase of any daily wellness will receive a second free lemon ginger daily wellness through the end of the month. So only 4 days left for that. And then
So you're saying it's BOGO time.
it is
Buy one,
BOGO.
get one.
It is BOGO. And by the way, guys, we were successful in getting corporate to reconsider the amount of customer sales volume required in order to earn a point for the incentive trip. And so you only need 100 in customer sales volume per new customer in order to earn a point. So every new customer and new consultant that comes in the month of March, as long as it's over 100 in sales volume, you will receive a point for that starting in March. That's an early bird opportunity to get that. So make sure that you know that over 250 points is 2 points, over 850 points is 3 points, but March counts for your enrollment points. Now, the last thing that we're going to go over here before we bring in our amazing guest is, did you know that there is now a quick link at the bottom of your replicated website that can show you if you are an international business person or if you have prospects in other countries that we're open in, what the current international promotions are? Down here at the bottom, international promotions, click on that, and every single one of our markets comes up, and any promotion that is happening in those markets, you can go in here and you can click on, let's say, the Philippines, and it will show us exactly what promotions are currently going on in the Philippines. So they've got the Rent a Pro 4 going on, a Summer Forever, and Premier Pro 5 Summit that are being offered there. So anywhere that you have prospects in our open markets, you can go and you can find out the actual incentives that are going on in everyone. Before, we had to kind of rely on our team to tell us what was going on, right? Now we have all of the information at our fingertips, and we can go ahead and start prospecting in those areas with people we know, as well as supporting our teams even better by having this knowledge so easily available. So thankful for this new resource.
Yeah, and think about this: if you have a vacation plan that is not an incentive trip from LifeVantage, so you're thinking about buying your own vacation, that's awesome. Think about this: wherever that location happens to be, with social media, with LinkedIn, with Google searches, with Facebook groups, you can go into and find Facebook groups, or you can find individuals, you can find groups of people in those areas and start prospecting them before you get there. Because if you enroll a customer or you enroll a consultant in that country, when you go there and you interact with them, you can write off the whole trip as a business trip. So start thinking strategically and use this protocol here, or use this promotions page to go into every country where you'd either like to go, have been before and you want to go back, or you want to start building a business there. Use these promotions because it could be the thing that gets the person to actually jump. They have product promotions, they have other things where they're working toward the Run to Pro 4, and there's other incentives depending upon the market, but utilize that. If you're thinking about building an international business, let that be a great tool to help you do that.
Yes. All right, guys. So now we are at the point of bringing on our special guest, and we are super excited. We want to be able to highlight those of you that are really diving into your businesses and doing whatever it takes to get to those accomplishments that you choose, because it is your choice, right, to accomplish in your business. And Odelle is just, I mean, she's amazing, and she's going to bless every single one of us tonight. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be taking notes because she's a diamond seller. We're not diamond sellers yet. We want to learn how to be diamond sellers from this amazing lady. So Odelle Bowman is an artist, entrepreneur, and a bioharmonizer. She says, throughout my life, I've forged into areas where innovation flourished and hard work was essential for achieving my goals. Whether in the field of arts, education, community development, nonprofit management, performing arts, or health and wellness, I have embraced the opportunity to create positive change and new pathways for success. I'm passionate about creating the best version of you while healing your life and soul. We have had the amazing opportunity to watch Odelle transform.
Literally.
She has literally changed 100% in the way that she has shown up in her life. Before, she was always a beautiful, loving, kind soul, but now she is powerful and empowering. She is vulnerable, but she is also inclusive and able to connect with people in ways that I don't know if there's anybody really better. And so I'm super excited to have Odelle be here today to be able to share her story, share her journey, share how she became a diamond seller before we even went into it. She did it in February, which was only a 28-day month. And she wants to share with you how you can do it too. So anything else you'd like to say about Odelle before we just turn this over to her so she can bless us?
It's just been an incredible journey to watch you just literally morph into who God created you to be, and just be that person that is powerful, influential, and knows it, but from a confident standpoint, not from an arrogant standpoint. And I love watching the expression on people's faces when their bio is being read, because you can tell the people that own and that actually live that persona, or people that you can kind of tell in their body language, whether it's like, who are they talking about? They don't really take ownership of this, but this is something that has been absolutely beautiful to watch. And Odelle, when I think of you and think of the powerful woman you have become, and the people that you are influencing now all over the world, it literally brings me to tears, because I've seen your vulnerabilities. I've seen the weaknesses where you're doubting yourself, and I see the confidence like I've never seen before. And it draws me in, because I want to have it the way you do, is just that powerful confidence in your persona and just stepping into who you were created to be. And it's an absolutely beautiful thing to watch you do that. So welcome to the TFR Motivation Monday call. Take it away, my friend.
All right. Make sure you guys have your notebooks. I've got mine. You got yours. I want to see your notebooks if you have them. All right, Odelle, go for it.
Well, thank you for having me on the call. You keep talking about my transformation, and it really has LifeVantage has transformed me. The whole process of doing the work and figuring out how to do the work, and being heart-centered without apologizing for yourself, and knowing your truth when other people don't think it's your truth, because they aren't used to network marketers that talk about transforming lives and really, in their perspective, care about other people. So I came to LifeVantage, or I like to say LifeVantage found me. I was at a major crossroads. I had worked in the nonprofit sector for 20 years, way too much. I was working 60, 70 hours a week, because I was passionate about changing lives. And I had been someone who, when I was growing up, people stepped outside and helped me, because my mother worked really hard, but we didn't have much money. So because I was working too much, I got sick. That old thing called oxidative stress just grabbed me and shook me up, but I didn't know that's what it was at the time. I developed an autoimmune muscle and joint pain. I couldn't sleep at night because it hurt. And I'd been struggling with that for about 10 years, and chronic pain for 5.5, 6 years, taking no medications, because all they could give me was prednisone. And lo and behold, Kim Jakes invited me to come see what her plan B was. That's what I meant by LifeVantage found me. And that's where my innate nature that says yes more than it says no, I went. And when I was leaving, my husband said, "What did Kim invite you to?" And I said, "Oh, I think it's a network marketing company." And he goes, "Oh, you won't do that." I go, "Oh, no, I won't do that." Well, famous last words. So I came, I saw the ABC investigative report, and I was godsmacked. I mean, it all made sense to me. I wasn't a real science geek at that time. I'm an artist, but artists have a tendency to love science. They're connected to the way your brains work. And it just all made sense. And I got on the product, and within 3 weeks, I was feeling amazing. And within a few weeks after that, my old nonprofit head went to, "Oh, more people need to know about this. I don't know how to do this." And I was going through a major transition where I wasn't feeling very confident about myself. And Kim reminds me that I lack such confidence that I wouldn't do a practice 3-way call with my husband, a third-party call with my husband that was like, I can't do that. I can't do that. So I've come a long way, and I've journeyed like everybody else does in LifeVantage with things happening in my personal life that took me, I would just be rolling with the business and life would hit me and it would shut me down. And I'd be rolling with the business and life would happen. But I have always known what LifeVantage was. And that knowledge just deepens every year and gets reinforced by the people who have amazing results with their products when there's nothing else that can. And it really has become my purpose to share it where I can. I've had a big team and had the team fall apart. I've gone through that, which most people go through in some fashion or form in their journey. So I look different than I did 3 years ago. The pandemic was transformative for me. That's where I really blossomed about how I networked. I got the vision of, well, I have the whole world. I have the whole US and I can do it. And I began just, I was having 15 one-to-ones a week and learning how to talk to people. And now I know lots of people all over the world, and I feel blessed with that. So my journey has been peeling off layers, and as Dondi said, coming, I think, to the heart of who I've always been. And the most important thing to me is to make people feel whole, and for people to know, if Odelle can do this, you can do it. I mean, really. And if you really believe it, if you do the work. And the key is doing the work, because you can think you're working hard and you're not working hard. Years ago, I was $700 away from Pro 4. And I was like, oh my God, that's too far. I was immobilized. Now I go, what? I'll figure it out, because this month, that's about where I am in this week that I need to make up. And I'll do it. Because I will do it, because I've decided and I'm committed and I have a vision of where I'm going. That's just a little bit of money. That's just 7 collagen customers or a variety. So anyway, so how I got to Diamond was a major shift, I would say, that's happened in myself in the last couple of years, about belief in myself and figuring out the level of action that needed to be taken. And a few months ago, when everybody was hot and heavy on collagen, I wasn't able to, because of things happening in my life. And I was having serious FOMO going on. Oh my gosh, I wasn't able to jump in. So at the end of Christmas, going into January, my upline, Kim Jakes and Sarah Smith, are wonderful mentors and supporting me at looking at, what do you want? And what are you going to have to do to get there? And I remember Kim saying to me, I said, I want to do a major action. She said, and I was looking at January, February, and she said, 300 people. You need to outreach to 300 people. I went, 300 people. Okay. I have talked to way more than 300 people. And so I went back to actually lots of people that I've talked to over the years, and a lot of them over the pandemic, and some as far back as 10 years ago, that are, I would say, network marketing naysayers, and friends of mine. And I came up with a strategy, because nobody likes to be hunted. And so how I outreach to people, from phone calls, it was a lot of emails and texts, was, can you do me a favor? I know you're not interested in what I'm doing, but I need your viewpoint. And maybe you can look at a video, it was the collagen video, and see if you can make some referrals to me. And it'll only take 15 minutes to have a follow-up call. And what I had said to me by a few people was, Odelle, it was so clear what you were asking. I wasn't thinking, oh, what else does she want? I was really clear. So I had about 35-40% of the people responded initially saying yes. So I sent videos. So from that, I ended up doing Zooms or sit downs with people talking about, and people that I would never talk to me before suddenly said, "Oh, I want collagen, Odelle." I said, "Well, that's not why I reached out to you." "Oh, I know that's not why you reached out to me, but I'd like to order collagen." So it started a whole chain of things. In the meantime of reaching out and that follow-up, I was continuing to network. Example is last week, I got back from Evolve, and I was tired from a red eye, and the whole week I was tired. And came Friday, it was like, "Oh, Odelle, you have these 2 appointments in this networking group. I just like, maybe I can reschedule them." And I went, "Nope, you can't reschedule them, Odelle." So on that day, I closed a new customer. I had a one-to-one with someone who's working on 2 referrals for me and another potential customer. So part of my advice is you do it even when you don't want to do it. It's like, I've heard, Tara Wilson say she touches her business every day, even on the weekends. I touch my business every day in some level. Some days are much, much more, but every day I touch my business. And it's a shift in attitude about looking at the names. We have a gift to give. And well, how am I going to deepen those relationships and focus on them? And all of the people I outreach to, no matter what their response was or how it moved forward or didn't move forward, we actually have deeper relationships than we used to have. Because I wasn't in a place of, "Oh my gosh, they just said no to me." I went, "Oh, that's okay." They gave me their input and I said, "That's great." And I let it go and moved on. So I'm still working through those people. But I started in January, really for February, to do that massive outreach and work those layers. And I'm still following up with people. And I have people that are in the river right now for this week. And I had a text to Dondi about one of them today that was asking questions, science questions. So it's never boring. It's at all. And I really love the work. And I know this thing is something that everybody else experiences. There's never enough time to do everything you can do. And so I'm getting better at just resolving. I go, do what I can do, pick the things that are the hottest point to do that day, but always continuing to make new contacts and reaching out to someone every day. And I went back through, and there were customers that have fallen off that I reached back out to. And one of them is on collagen. And she's been talking for years about being a distributor. And now she's thinking about it with the collagen, because he goes, "Oh, I can share it with all my girlfriends." So it's like, you're never done with someone because they say no to you. And Dondi has told me before that people are watching me on social media. They are watching me on social media. And what I had a couple of people recently in the midst of this say, "I want to know what you're doing, Odelle." And we met, and was one person I hadn't talked to for 20 years. And I'm meeting her Friday. I know she's going to buy product, and she's talking about possibly being a consultant. Just continuing. Our job is to make friends. Our job is to love people and deepen relationships. And it's really a pretty joyous thing if you look at it that way. You begin to build on your circle and enlarge your circle. And our job is to make people happy with how we interact with them, about how we make them feel good with them, with how we don't judge them if they say no, leaving the door open for them to come back and say, "Oh, I've been thinking about it. Maybe I was wrong about that." So when the new comp plan we started hearing it, I went, "This is amazing," because I had a lot of customers and I'd had some drop off. and I could see what making diamond could do for me. And I made a decision that I was going to get there. So in January and February, it's close when I look at it back at some shifts and stuff, it's about $1,800 to $2,000 worth of new volume. That's pretty much all customers that I brought in. And also last month, I reached out to a few people that were customers when I was trying to reach the level and asked them for their support. Could they help me make my goal? And I had 5 or 6 people say absolutely. And they bought extra product to support me because they got to be part of our success. So it's all in how you ask and what you offer to people. I'm in a BNI group, and I've had people say to me, well, you're not like most network marketers. I said, well, I'm a LifeVantage network marketer. That's the difference. We do care about people. It's not just about sales. We all want to make a living, but we want to change people's lives. So I saw that goal. I made a decision, as I've heard Dondi and Marcy say, as I've heard the Pose say, I've heard everyone say, it's a decision, and it just feels different than that point when, years ago when $700 froze me in my tracks. When I saw how far I had to go to make diamond, I went, well, I can do it. So I'm not any special thing. I'm another person like everybody else in LifeVantage that has had the joy of having great mentors. I will say I've been open to learning and falling on my face a lot, but I'm just kind of an ordinary person. I look at, it's taken me a long time to get to this place, but I feel part of what I see for myself is being an example to other LifeVantage distributors that have been here a long time, that they can have it too. They just have to do the work and believe in themselves. So I guess that's mostly it. And I'm still working on it. I did emails and a couple of calls, and I sent out some texts today. Following up, I have about 6 one-to-ones this week with people. So yeah, I'm still working it. And my goal is to hit it every month going forward. While I'm it's time to focus on building consultants and building my team to merge those two together. But I just need to get far enough ahead that I have a little bit of slide space. You know what I mean? So hopefully next month I will build some more slide space.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, Odelle, that is so good. I mean, for one thing, you kind of need that slide space because, as you said, customers just organically want to become consultants because they want to share it with their girlfriends, or they want to share it with the people that they know need what benefits they got, right? So many great nuggets. I've got a whole, I've been taking, do you want to share any nuggets first and then go ahead?
Yeah, it's interesting that when you have an awareness of something, you just start to see it everywhere. And what you were just saying, Odelle, is so perfectly in alignment with, I was just listening to Ed Milet's podcast today, and he interviewed John Gordon. John Gordon is one of my favorite authors. He wrote the book, The Energy Bus and Training Camp. And I think his 27th book is about to come out, and he was talking about his forthcoming book, but he was talking about oneness. And when you love everyone, it's the 80-20 rule, that when you love everyone and you're doing everything out of love to serve other people, then you just, reciprocity comes your way and you get blessed. And so he says, and when you love first, it starts to give you this clarity of your purpose. And once you have that clarity of why you're doing what you're doing, you show up differently. And when you show up differently, you get courageous. And as you get more courageous, you start to take more risks because you know, yes, it's a risk, but this is what I'm called to do because of your clarity. And then once you start having these victories because of that, so loving gives you the clarity, clarity gives you the courage, and courage gives you the confidence. And once you've got that confidence, I'm getting chills thinking about this, you just are affecting people almost by accident sometimes because you can get so confident. And I see you have, and so this morning listening to it, you just demonstrated what John Gordon just codified. From loving gives you clarity, clarity gives you courage, and courage gives you confidence. And it's all over you, my friend. And the way you started is that you just love and serve everyone and embrace that. And you're willing to fall on your face. That's the courage part of it. And everything was just so in alignment. So had I not heard that this morning, I wouldn't have a much deeper impact on what you just said to me and the relevance of it. So thank you for so eloquently putting it that way. And thank you, Kim, for reaching out to Odelle in the first place.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So guys, as we're going through our takeaways, please in the comments, whether you're on Zoom or whether you're in the team Facebook page, put what great takeaway you got from what Odelle shared today. Maybe something that you plan on implementing yourself. This would be really, really powerful for others to be able to see as they come back to watch this too. But for me, it's like, first of all, your pup.
My dog. Yes.
I know. It's so sweet. I love it. It's like mom.
Yes, completely.
So what I kind of took from what you said is doing it even if you don't feel like it. And when you do it, even when you don't feel like it, because you said you were going to do it, you build trust in yourself. And that trust building is so vitally important for your confidence, like Dondi was saying, but then taking action and doing the things that you need to do promotes that growth that you have demonstrated so well. And in that growth, you're starting to bring other people with you in the growing process. I know I've grown by watching you in your journey so much. And then your strategy of sending out the, can you do me a favor? I know this isn't for you. This is something that we've been shown by other people, right? That it works by asking, just reaching out. I know this isn't for you. So it's taking that pressure off of them. That it's like, I'm not headhunting you. I'm not coming after you. This isn't a, you know, but who do you know that might be really interested in this? And it's so smart because you're getting the information in front of them and then they realize they're one of those people that would want what you have to offer. And so thank you so much for proving the point that the things that we are taught, whether it's at events or it's at LVAs or even just on online trainings, you know, if we put them into practice, they work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, like Sarah said, I'm not going after them. I'm working through them. You know, they become a conduit between the two of us, and they feel they're being of help. And most of them ended up seeing things in a different way than they had before. We're looking at LifeVantage differently. They were looking at our products differently. And they were thankful that I had asked them. People like to ask to be helped other people.
Yeah. Makes them feel important, makes them feel like they have value to give.
Yeah, we all have value.
Yeah. Yeah. So powerful. So powerful. So let me look here, see if there's anything. Doing what you don't feel like his Emmys. So that's absolutely go to work. The simple secret was Lizzie. Teresa's going to listen again because there's so many. So there's just 300 people. Marjorie, yes, let's do this. So would you suggest that everybody go make their list of 300 people?
Right. Yes. And it can be old people that, you know, there were some people on the list that I hadn't talked to for 5 or 6 years about LifeVantage. And they'd been watching me on social media and they were like, okay, well yeah, let's have coffee. And it's a slow, we're changing people's minds and how they look at their health and how they look at network marketing. So it is peeling away the layers and being the example. And so make your list without judgment. I put people on the list that I was like, really, Odelle? And I went, yeah, put them on. Let's go.
So good. So good. Well, we are so grateful. I loved hearing you say that it's our job to make friends and to love people. So we are so blessed by you, Odelle. Do you have any final words that you'd like to share with the team before we sign off tonight?
I would say decide what you want and don't back down from it, because you're in LifeVantage for a reason, to change people's lives, and it's going to change your life the more you pour yourself in. And don't make yourself small. Everybody's with LV has been drawn here for a reason. So embrace it and don't fight it. Not everybody's going to understand why you love it, and that's okay. So just decide.
Ah, so good.
Yes, so good.
Final words from you.
Yeah, I just thank you so much, Odelle, for one, responding as anytime we've ever asked you to represent Team Freedom Reigns and speak, you've always said very, very quickly, yes. And you've said yes and figured it out when we've had schedule conflicts or whatever, but you've always showed up. You've always shown up very authentically, very vulnerably, and very impactfully, because you give people permission to use you said you weren't anybody special. I will tell you, I disagree with you. I think you're extremely special, but when somebody of your level of transparency and vulnerability and results shows up, you give people that are thinking less of themselves permission to go make the decision, like you said, to just make that list of people and trust that it's going to work, because very rarely do people criticize LifeVantage for the quality of their products.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything that people that have had a negative experience in network marketing in general come to find out, we have great people here, great products, whether they made money or not. And there's people that are just involved in LifeVantage for that social network that they haven't found anywhere else. It's a place for everyone. And thank you for demonstrating that so adequately, because you are truly spectacular, Odelle. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. We love you. Love you so
Love you
much.
guys.
All right, guys, let's see. Let's open this up so that we can see everybody that's on here. If you are on here with us on Zoom, please show us your faces. We would love to see you. Hello, everybody. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us live on Zoom. So it's so good to be able to see who's in here with us. And for those of you that are on Facebook, thank you for being in there. And make sure that you tag your team so they can come back and learn from Odelle like all of us did. So thank you guys so much. We love you. And gosh, this is the end of the month. Finish strong. As long as there's minutes, keep sharing, keep following up, make sure that you utilize your team for that third-party validation, and let's just close out strong. We got big stuff happening, right, Smiths? Right,
Yes,
Chris and Sarah?
yes.
Big stuff. All right, everybody. We'll see you soon.
You.
Take care. Love
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.